Coming up on Inside California Education. Discover how an award-winning drone program in Southern California is launching students into possible future aerospace careers.
So see if you can make a flying character like this that you could actually balance on a pencil using those materials.
Visit a unique design lab in Sonoma County, helping students create things as part of a growing maker movement.
Which words are the rhyming words? Fox and the box.
See why the educational approach of talk, read, sing is so effective for young learners under the age of 5.
I am the first one to go to college, and I'll be the first generation to actually go to college after this experience.
And meet high schoolers in Compton who are getting a leg up on their college careers at an early college high school. It's all next on Inside California Education.
Funding for Inside California Education is made possible by... Since 1985, the California Lottery has raised more than $34 billion in supplemental funding for California's 1,100 public school districts from kindergarten through college. That's approximately $211 for each full-time student, based on $1.7 billion contributed in fiscal year 2017-18. With caring teachers, committed administrators, and active parents, every public school student can realize their dreams. The California Lottery. Imagine the possibilities. The Stewart Foundation, improving life outcomes for young people through education.
The final buzzer signals the end of the school day for most students, but not members of Knight High School's Drone Club. Their day is just taking off.
I joined the Drone Club mainly because I love technology, and I've always loved drones, but I've never done it at this high level. This is something that's it's competitive, and you know, I love to be competitive, and I love drones, so I took the opportunity.
Put the wind at your back. We meet at least 2 times up to 4 times a week. It's after school and on weekends. There are about 20 to 30 students that participate with our drone projects at any given time.
James Stockdale heads up the Drone Club and teaches digital electronics and engineering at Knight High School. Each spring, the Drone Club attracts students who want to learn more about aerial technology.
We'll talk about how to fly the drones to start out with, and then we talk about how all the different parts work, what a receiver is, how to bind it with a controller. So we'll talk about microcontrollers, we'll talk about GPS, how to program those things.
They have to learn teamwork, camaraderie. They have to deal with a lot of disappointments, a lot of frustrations. As they get older and their confidence builds, they learn to deal with those mistakes and really work on fixing them. But I think that the most exciting thing for me is their confidence.
The drones are part of an engineering academy at the school that's largely focused on preparing students for careers in Palmdale's aerospace industry. Palmdale is in the Antelope Valley in northern Los Angeles County, where top employers include companies like Northrop Grumman, Lockheed Martin, and Boeing.
First one's good.
A lot of the employers in this area are looking for people who have the skills and the knowledge and the ability to come in and immediately, use the software they're using, use the tools that they're using, apply, basic engineering, and so be able to have kids go through an academy like this, I think is a natural tie.
It's our goal as often as we can to have the kids getting their hands dirty. And so we've created a space for that in the classroom. We have a lot of tools that they use so that as often as we can, the kids are creating things and being innovative on their own.
Me, like myself as a pilot, I fly over the hurdles at full speed.
Classes in the academy are definitely more hands-on. In our academy classes, we do take notes, we do have some tests and quizzes, but we also get the chance to build stuff and learn new things, and we do a lot of stuff on computers and programming with softwares. In the academy classes, Most of it is kind of like projects and like fun, like hands-on things that you could do.
The Drone Club is an extension of the academy work here. The school provides makerspace, allowing students to create their own projects using computer-controlled tools and 3D printers. For some, that includes modifying commercial drones or building their own from scratch.
So this makerspace is the area where we can take the next step beyond just letting the kids dream and imagine and sketch things, but have them actually create those things in real life.
A different kind of dream has been realized in recent years with Drone Club members traveling to Queensland, Australia for a global competition called UAV Challenge Week. UAV stands for Unmanned Aerial Vehicle. The students pit their flying skills against teams from around the globe. In 2018, the club flew 3 separate drones in the main event. And students waited anxiously as the judges tallied up the scores and counted down to the winner.
I couldn't believe it. I remember I kept on looking at my teacher and I was like, oh my gosh, what's going on? Like, I thought they forgot our name, and then they got up to 3rd place and they still hadn't said anything. And yeah, so like we knew that we were gonna place really good, but then when they said 1st place, like just hearing it was crazy.
Good job, Paula.
Thank you.
Good job yourselves.
First place wasn't the only honor for the Night High Drone Club members. Another drone took 2nd place, and the 3rd finished in the top 10. For the students, it was a global adventure that included a trans-Pacific flight, a layover with temples in Taiwan, kangaroo experiences in the land down under, hiking up Australia's Glasshouse Mountains, and snorkeling in the Great Barrier Reef.
That was my first time even being out of California. So that was the first time I've ever been on a plane, I've ever been anywhere so far. And it was 14 hours on a plane, so it was an experience.
Colin?
James Stockdale says the Australia event is about much more than just competing on an international stage.
And I think the biggest thing that they come back with, though, is gratitude for what they have here. Not only do they get the engineering learning, but also the learning from the culture and experiencing the different people is something that I think they'll never be the same from.
Many people use drones for recreational purposes, but experts say they can take students learning to new heights. Operating a drone requires students to get outdoors and be physically active. It also improves their motor skills, engages their natural curiosity, and teaches them fundamentals in math and science.
What I'd love for you to do... These 6th graders from Willowside Middle School in Santa Rosa may be on the most productive field trip of their fledgling academic careers. Some are learning the basics of coding. Others are creating online designs that laser cutters and 3D printers will turn into real products.
I like the interactive part about it because I don't like just sitting at the desk and just doing my work. I like hands-on activities and always doing something.
Oh, it's so different, and it's cool to do the hands-on experience. We watch videos in class, and we do some hands-on, but like it's nothing like this.
This frenzy of activity and creativity isn't taking place at a school. The so-called design laboratory is actually located inside the Sonoma County Office of Education headquarters. It's the brainchild of Casey Shea, coordinator for Maker Education for the entire county school district. But what is making?
The shortest definition of making is taking an idea that you have in your head and holding it in your hands, going through the process to put it together, whatever that takes.
The maker movement, young people turning their creative visions into tangible and often practical or whimsical objects, is now a worldwide phenomenon with over 240 maker fairs across the globe. But it began right in Sonoma County with this man, Dale Doherty. the founder of Maker Media and publisher of Make magazine, wanted to promote the do-it-yourself mindset to help students learn STEAM concepts: science, technology, engineering, art, and math. A non-traditional approach to counter old teaching methods that often didn't resonate with some students.
I was a high school teacher for many years, so unfortunately by high school, a lot of the kids, there's a significant number of kids who are sort of turned off to the whole system. And we're icing out a whole generation of kids, or a whole group of students who could be the next innovators and the next problem solvers that we need.
I absolutely love coming to the design lab. The kids have told me it's one of their favorite trips of the year.
These students are learning about electricity as they create their own LED flashlights. Their teacher, Lisa Burgess, says what she loves most about this lab and maker education is how it inspires kids who don't necessarily shine in a classroom setting.
It just allows freedom. It's discovery, and they go with their gut here, and they test, and they iterate, and they persevere.
Sonoma County Schools Superintendent Stephen Harrington became such an advocate of maker education that he and Shay started training other teachers in 2014. 1 year later, they joined with Sonoma State University to create the first fully accredited program in the nation, honored that same year by the White House. Now teachers come here from all over the U.S. to discover how to set up their own Make labs.
There's a lot of things going for the Make movement, because teachers realize that this creates an environment of creativity, but it also creates an environment of success for learning.
The design lab's even proven to be a hit among those in special education. Neil McKenzie, who teaches visually impaired and blind students like Ricky, says they've worked together to create tactile objects with readable Braille messages, like simulated calculators, computer keyboards, and other objects. Their designs are being shared around the world.
I send my files out and people download them all the time, and I see my things being used in all other places, and that's pretty awesome feeling to see a kid in Canada using a thing that I designed.
It's very gratifying just knowing that other people are using designs that I thought of sometimes.
For Sonoma County schools that don't have the space or resources for their own maker labs, the county offers a mobile lab that comes to them. Over in Sacramento, UC Davis education professor Lee Martin takes his mobile lab out to schools all over the region. Like in Sonoma County, Lee wants to provide a space of possibility for students by filling his van with tools and materials to make stuff. Today at Sacramento's Met High School, Lee and these 9th through 12th graders are bringing power tools, a 3D printer, even a laser cutter into teacher Christopher Chu's chemistry class. They're all members of their own Makers Club.
One of the things that I love about the maker stuff is that it's a place where learning new ideas, it's really clear how it's going to enable you to do new things.
It's really anyone who just enjoys inventing and kind of tinkering and just working with their hands to create something.
And one of the things I think that makes them really special, especially this group, is they like to take risks. They like to try new things, and they're not afraid to make mistakes.
There's just this feeling of like success when you do something on your own, you make something, and then you can look back at it in the future and say, I did that.
As an avid maker himself, Lee wondered if transporting a workshop on wheels to underserved communities would help spark curiosity and creativity in young people.
There are a lot of signals to young women and young people of color that say engineering, design are not spaces that are necessarily for you, and that's deeply problematic. By creating a space where they feel that they do fit in, by creating a space where they can be successful, and with something really tangible that they can walk out and say, I made this, I think that at least has the potential to really show them that there are spaces in which they fit in, belong, and their ideas are valued.
Establishing maker programs and training teachers can be challenging, but most educators agree it can provide a spark that changes both students and teachers' lives.
I'd recommend just trying it because it's really fun when you get to do it, and even if things don't work out, it's always a good experience.
Your students will benefit and you will love it because it's a whole new exploration of learning for you as an adult.
I would say just go for it. It's a little scary at first, but if you allow them flexibility and you trust them, they produce great results.
Still ahead on Inside California Education.
It opens up the community to know that these students will and can go to college.
We'll visit a school in Compton in South Los Angeles, where students are enrolled in both high school and community college at the same time.
You can see me. Am I really, really close? Am I really, really far away?
But first, discover how the simple acts of talking, reading, and singing can have a big influence on children in the years before they enter kindergarten.
Good guess. There were 2 little birds in the one little tree. Thank you, Peyton. I'm so lonely, I don't want to be so.
At this preschool in the Placer County town of Rocklin, there's no such thing as a yes or no question. Kids aren't told what to do.
What does it smell like today?
They're part of a conversation to come up with the answer.
So do you think we will be able to count them?
No, there's too much.
There's too many. They asked me, what can I do with this? And I said, what shouldn't we do?
It's one of 7,000 sites across California implementing the first 5 Talk, Read, Sing campaign, aimed at boosting kids' brain power from the very beginning.
What we know about young children is from the day they're born, if someone in a very positive, loving way is talking, reading, and singing to them, that the neurons in their brain are going to connect and it will just give them the boost they need to really thrive.
What is that?
That's a rhyming word.
Is that a rhyming word?
Yeah,
Which words are the rhyming words?
The
fox and the box. Okay.
Teachers here focus on reading books together with their 24 students, having conversations with open-ended questions, and singing, sometimes making up their own songs.
Dos pececitos nadaban y nadaban. ¿Qué pasó? They love songs. They love songs. So it doesn't matter sometimes if you're reading a book and they're not interested in, just stop and sing and they just start singing. It doesn't matter what songs and how you sing, they just love to sing.
This teacher says singing in Spanish helps her bilingual students feel more comfortable. But children are so quick to embrace any language and song that the English-speaking children are captivated too.
When I read books in Spanish or sing songs, they just ask me, how do you say this? So it's just exposing children to a different languages, rather than just English.
What can you do with those? You can see me. Am I really, really close? Am I really, really far away?
The Placer County Superintendent of Schools says they've seen firsthand how a focus on talking, reading, and singing can set young kids up for a successful future.
I think it's important that kids and children have access to language, whether that's reading or singing or talking, so that they can build a vocabulary. We have found that children who enter into school with a large vocabulary tend to do better throughout their academic school years.
Everything that he knows and has learned, spelling, letters, colors, everything has come from this program.
Angela Margario has seen other preschool programs in action, and she was so impressed by this one that she now has 2 children, a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old, enrolled.
I really appreciated the fact that there was a lot of variety in the program and that it was fun for them, but I could tell by the heart of the teachers that they were going to learn, and my children were drawn in. It wasn't just cool for me.
You go into that classroom and it's a print-rich environment. There's opportunity for exploration. They are concentrating on numbers and words and play and dramatic play and sharing. So you're getting all the things you're going to need in order to be successful as you enter school.
It's a program and a way of learning that experts say will benefit them beyond their kindergarten year. It'll set them up for a lifetime of loving to learn.
They will, through these experiences, I believe, be more self-confident, more self-aware, and be able to know the importance, maybe not say talk, read, sing, but they will know that that's important in their life.
Llama, llama, plane, trains, driving trucks, and flying planes. Somebody's at the door. Who is it?
He doesn't want to share his fuzzy.
He doesn't want to share.
At birth, a baby's brain is about a quarter the size of an adult brain. Within the first year, it doubles in size and is nearly fully grown by age 5. As the brain grows, it develops connections that enable us to do everything from moving to thinking and communicating. The more you interact with your child, the stronger these connections grow, leading to even more complex abilities like motivation, focus, and problem solving. Experts say it's important to develop these connections during the early years because it's much harder to form them later in life.
As students make their way into Compton's early college high school, they pass a sign that could well be a fitting motto for this unique campus. Only positive attitudes allowed in this area.
They call me the 100% lady because I look for everything under those terms. 100% of them are expected to graduate from high school. 100% of them are expected to get into a 4-year university.
Good morning, everyone, and happy day to you. Happy Wednesday.
Dr. Pamela Maddox is the principal of Compton Early College High School. Students here attend high school and junior college at the same time, earning credits for graduation in both.
It's competitive out there. It's highly competitive in the college-going culture, and so we want to give them the opportunity to say, I'm going to begin my competitiveness here at the ground level.
Opened in 2015, the school offers a rigorous academic curriculum for its 375 students. It's a collaboration between the Compton Unified School District and Compton College.
I feel like it's been an eye-opening experience because it introduced me to the college life. It taught me the difference between high school and college. I learned different study habits than I would have in a different high school.
Freshmen and sophomores take high school and college courses on campus. Juniors and seniors leave the school midday for afternoon classes at nearby Compton College. Educators here say that college work and college credits make it more likely that they will go on to a 4-year university.
Having the ability to complete a year or two, their associate arts degrees prior to leaving high school, we knew that they would be on grounded footing for successful college completion.
I'm very thankful that I was accepted in the program and I'm able to do something like leave a legacy in my family and start something hopefully.
This is just her freshman year on campus, but Kimberly knew back in middle school that the program here would make her high school experience unique.
First of all, I want to excel in life. I don't want to be like average. I want to do the best I can in my life, and I know that I have expectations for myself, and I knew if I challenged myself, I would reach those expectations and most likely excel them.
And then you're going to either illustrate or describe in words how...
With 98% of the students coming from local Compton neighborhoods, the school offers a unique educational opportunity in a city that's seen its share of struggles.
Not everybody sees the good side of Compton. I feel like being part of this program, I participated in it, and it also benefits me as well because, going to college can be very costly, and I feel like going to this program, it will take a few costs off of my family and give them a chance to breathe for a minute. So I feel like it was a good opportunity to come here.
We don't want our students to feel like because they're in an urban environment that they don't have the access. They do have the access, they do have the capacity and the ability to achieve just like all other students.
The instructors here say that while academics are an important focus in developing well-rounded, educated adults, the program recognizes that high school means more than just coursework.
We definitely ensure that we provide them with a high school experience. We will have our first prom, we host winter formal, so we definitely want to ensure that they are teenagers experiencing a traditional high school experience, but while being successful both at the high school and college level.
In 2019, Compton Early College High School graduates its first senior class. Students have already begun receiving acceptance letters from some of the 4-year universities whose pennants and student brochures decorate the hallways on campus. It is a defining moment for the students and staff who both worked to see this day arrive.
I am the first one to go to college, and I'm the first I'll be the first generation to actually go to college after this experience. My mom and my grandma are very proud. They know how rigorous this school is, and like they see me always doing homework or reading or doing something for class or staying for extracurricular activities, but they're proud of me.
They're very confident in knowing that they have done the work, because you can't achieve something and not do the work. You have to put it in, and that's what these students have done. They've done the work.
If you'd like more information about the program, log on to our website, insidecaled.org. We have video from all of our shows, and you can connect with us on social media. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time on Inside California Education.
Connect the black wire to the negative line, and that's your ground line. They're not good at sitting still. They want to be going 50 miles an hour.
What you're going to do is balance it using these different figures. You're going to make something that we could balance like those on there.
There's like babies or something.
Are they babies? Do you think they're babies? How do you see when you see it under the water?
They're babies.
And then based on the biography you just researched, give me 2 to 3 noteworthy details.
Funding for Inside California Education is made possible by... Since 1985, the California Lottery has raised more than $34 billion in supplemental funding for California's 1,100 public school districts from kindergarten through college. That's approximately $211 for each full-time student, based on $1.7 billion contributed in fiscal year 2017-18. With caring teachers, committed administrators, and active parents, every public school student can realize their dreams. The California Lottery. Imagine the possibilities. The Stewart Foundation, improving life outcomes for young people through education. Additional funding for Inside California Education is made possible by these organizations supporting public education.